All right, thank you, Professor, for introducing us. I'm Cindy, and our group is going to be presenting, as Mark said, on the LA Dodgers Foundation in collaboration with the LACGC, the Los Angeles Community Garden Council.
Hi everyone, my name is Claire Rouse, and the problem that we have decided to address through our proposal is the fact that K-12 students in the United States exhibit a critical lack of nutritional understanding, and one of the reasons for this is there's actually less than 8 hours of required nutrition curriculum per academic year, when in reality you need around 40 to 50 hours per academic year to have any sort of lasting impact on children. There's also a rising trend of food insecurity in LA County, which has been really exacerbated by the economic instability created by the COVID-19 pandemic. This has a lot of long-lasting negative health impacts, some of which include high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and cancer. The most affordable and accessible food is often of the lowest nutritional value. A really easy example of this is fast food restaurants. And lastly, there's an existing relationship between food insecurity and delayed childhood development. So in order to address these aforementioned issues, we are proposing a partnership between the LA Dodger Foundation and the LA Community Garden Council. The LA Dodger Foundation currently supports 100 nonprofits annually, some of which promote nutritional education and outdoor recreation. The LA Community Garden Council is a nonprofit that partners with 42 community gardens in LA County to make fresh food more accessible to community members. They also teach workshops to garden volunteers on gardening, landscaping, nutrition, and cooking. We aim to implement a 5-week program at public schools in the Inglewood School District, which would integrate both classroom-based nutrition curriculum with outdoor education. This will require the construction of community gardens on all of our target campuses, which will be volunteer-based, overseen by the LACGC and funded by the LA Dodger Foundation. After construction of these gardens, we would like to conduct gardening events. Some examples that we thought of were Garden with a Dodger, which could involve a current or retired player coming out to garden with kids and get them excited about urban agriculture, or hosting after-school garden hours in which community members could actually come to pick produce. Our intended result is increased nutritional awareness and accessibility to fresh food in low-income Los Angeles neighborhoods. So, our proposal aligns with 3 different United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, targets 2.4, 4.7, and 4.A. Target 2.4 falls under the umbrella of zero hunger and more specifically covers sustainable food production. Growing food in urban gardens is much more environmentally friendly than solely relying on industrial agriculture, and it makes communities more resilient to the supply chain disruptions that will inevitably occur as a result of anthropogenic climate change. Target 4.7 falls under the umbrella of education and specifically refers to helping students develop tools conducive to sustainable living. Helping students to become more nutritionally aware, as well as teaching them food sovereignty skills, will help them to lead healthier lifestyles and will help create a more collaborative culture. Lastly, Target 4.A also falls under education, but more specifically refers to upgrading education facilities. Providing outdoor education opportunities through gardening creates a more enriching learning environment for children.
All right, so our course of action is twofold. One of them is actually physically constructing the garden. So that would include the land, the materials needed for the gardening, plants, and especially the volunteers. And we're hoping to combine that with LACGC's current volunteers, and they could come out and kind of guide the students in creating the garden. The second component is the nutritional education program. So we're hoping to collaborate with the LACGC on developing this actual curriculum, which will be implemented in schools K through 12. And as Claire mentioned, 5 weeks later, usually when the garden becomes a little bit more autonomous, it could be a site for student recreation, after school activities, and it will actually produce a lot of produce. So we're hoping students and the parents can come pick up the produce, and it can be like a full cycle thing.
So we based our funding off of a program that was done in the LAUSD schools, in elementary schools, but they didn't have enough research to show how it actually impacted children past elementary school. So because of that, we were suggesting that the Inglewood School District, which has 17 schools in it, would implement the 5-week program within their elementary, middle, and high schools. So we were able to estimate our funding based off of the LAUSD programs, and it was estimated about $6,000 for a 5-week program. So for the 17 schools, it was $100,000 and $102,000 for the programs. And then the community gardens could vary based on what tools they got. And we estimated off of these based off of Home Depot costs. So a rake was $15. We estimated about 10 rakes per school would be needed, averaging at $2,550 total. The same went for the shovels. We decided on a 5-pack of variety seeds for each garden just to start the gardens with a variety already. And those were $25 per pack, again with 10 per school at $4,250. And then the garden beds were $80 each, so it was $13,000 total. And then we also decided that there would be a secondary type of marketing that would be done for the immediate school community and those that attend the school, and that would be done via emails and banners. And we estimated that banner cost would be about $25. So funding by the Dodgers would be $125,625 total. And then the funding again would primarily be done through the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation, but the main gardening, setup, and teaching would be done by the Los Angeles Garden Council. And they also pay for all the water bills of their gardens, but they do need help with the additional funding, which is where the Dodgers would step in. And then that would be done through grants, which would also help maintain the gardens.
So we have some primary marketing strategies and some secondary ones. Our 2 primary marketing strategies would be, one is through social media. We know how the presence of social media is growing through the years, and a lot of students use YouTube as social media. 68% under 8 years old watch it daily. Facebook is also a big one among parents. 79% of parents with 88% of moms go on Facebook daily. And Instagram is widely popular amongst teens. So we're hoping to market inside of these groups for our social media aspect. And then the second primary marketing strategy we're hoping to use is in-school assemblies. We're hoping to do 2 to 3 school assemblies per school in the Inglewood Public School District. They're much more intimate. You can have Q&A sessions. Parents can get involved, and it'll just be a more informative way of introducing this concept. And we're hoping to promote more details about the nutritional curriculum that will be taught in schools in these assemblies. For our secondary marketing strategies, we're hoping to do TV and radio. TV advertisements, since they're still a top choice among young children, we're hoping to do it in the morning and in the afternoon when both the children and the parents are home. And we're going to choose to do lower viewership of locally aired TV spots since we're hoping to just concentrate in the Inglewood School District. And in the AM, FM radio advertisements, we're hoping to also do it in the morning and afternoon, usually when students or parents are in the cars, again, in lower viewership areas of local radios.
So in regards to the marketing costs, as it was kind of just went over a bit, we chose television, radio, social media, and trade shows, which would be the assemblies. For television, just to go over once again, it was low viewership in local areas, which would cost $2,500 per 30 seconds. We do that around 4 times a day through the months of August and September, in the mornings and evening and nighttime, and that would come to a total of $80,000. Then we have radio, which would be low viewership as well in local areas to kind of just target our audience the best. That would be $10 per 30 seconds, again 4 times a day within the months of August and September, in the morning hours and evening and night hours, which would come to a total cost of $2,400. Then we have social media. We chose Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And for all 3, we did 10 click ads, which would be $1,500 per month, again in the months of August and September. And this would come up to a total of $9,000. Lastly, we have our trade shows, which is just the assemblies. This would be $1,000 per presentation, which would happen around twice a year. To a total cost of $2,000, and it would come to a grand marketing cost of $93,400.
So obviously, if our proposal were to be implemented, we would want it to have long-lasting impacts on the students who were involved, impacts far beyond the 5-week duration of our programs. And so we believe that school gardens provide a hands-on learning experience for students to learn a variety of social and personal skills, including teamwork, communication, and responsibility. Increased accessibility to fresh produce for students and their families is also one of our intended outcomes. Gardening programs promote a new way to teach the importance of health and wellness to the youth, improve their thoughts and their mental patterns in regards to food, and encourage healthy eating habits. And lastly, we hope that our project will equip young children with lifetime skills and enhancing lifelong experiences. And these are our references. And thank you very much.